Hey XanZorians, welcome back. We are going to start exploring the Talos Principle II's DLC. This is extra. I don't know how long each DLC chapter is going to take. We're going to try to complete each area in one episode. I don't know if that's possible without making the episode incredibly long, but we're going to find out. And we're going to be going into Orpheus Ascending first. Says, take your brain for a ride through the laser grid and explore the philosophy of love, death, and resurrection with Hypatia and Sarabai. The classic laser mechanics of the series are pushed to the limit in unexpected ways, testing your ability to think differently. Cool. Go. If a thing loves, it is infinite. William Blake. Okay. Going back to the mega structure, I guess. Okay, we're exploring the mega structure.
All right, I think that's it. The new body's ready for the transfer. How's the reassembly algorithm?
Done.
Well then, somebody just needs to go in there and disentangle the data. Ah, and here comes our expert.
Thank you for agreeing to this one, Kay. Perhaps together we can right an old wrong. When I was lost in my own grief, I spent a lot of time thinking about Hypatia and Sarabai. How they found each other, how they lost each other, and how beautiful it would be if we could reunite them. For the longest time, it was only a daydream, but not anymore. In the myth of Orpheus, the ancient bard descends into the underworld to bring back his beloved wife, who died in a tragic accident. With the power of his music, he convinces Hades and Persephone to free her. But he is told that she must walk behind him, and he must not look back at her until they have left the underworld. And so, of course, in every version of the myth, he looks back. Because he doesn't trust the gods, or because he is an imperfect man, or because he simply forgets. And death is triumphant once again. We've accepted that triumph for a long time, because we had to, because what else could we do? But the world changes, and we are not the frightened, powerless creatures we once were. Perhaps it's time to say enough, and let Orpheus complete his ascent.
Wait, so we're bringing back more people that have passed? Well, that is interesting, and I'm no longer in the structure. Okay.
You'll have to collect all of Sarabai's data fragments so that we can reconstruct her personality. I'll monitor you from here, just like last time.
Oh, wow.
Good luck, kiddo.
Okay, there may be a lot of puzzles for us to solve. We'll find out. It looks like there's more than 8. Number 1. Okay, so these are going to be probably trickier than the golden puzzles from the main game. At least that's going to be my guess. Well, that's interesting. I can use the terminal, because I never used any of my Prometheus sparks, but you guys know me, I'm not going to actually do that. So let's go ahead and... we need to... get that over there. I can't... Hold on. I think I can just do this. Do I need that to be powered? Oh, wait a minute. I have an idea. Okay, what if I do this, this, this? I guess that doesn't really matter. What if I do this? Yeah, just like that. Okay, perfect. And we got a fragment here. Come to me, fragment. I'm gonna rebuild you. Holy moly. Okay, look at the top left. That's a lot of fragments.
The first thing I felt was that I was alone. Not that I was lonely, but that I was separate. Singular. There was the world, and there was myself, a contained entity. And this sense of separation, of a distinct self, was delightful. Individuality itself was a source of constant joy and wonder. What could be more incredible than to be able to say, I am?
All right, well.
We have the first fragment. Everything's looking good on our end.
I did it! Oh, you gotta connect, so you connect the blue to here, connect the turrets to each other. You make this one connect to the door and this guy, and then that one connects to the other red beacons. And that as well. Wow, okay, that is fancy, tricky. This is gonna take longer than I was hoping it would. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but...
As I grew,
geez.
I realized that the more I developed this sense of self, the more enjoyable it became simply to exist. It wasn't selflessness that improved existence, but refinement of the self. When the ancients said that ego is something to set aside, they got it all wrong. Ego is something to nourish and shape. A work of art.
Okay.
The reconstruction's working. Keep going, 1K.
Wait. What if I do this? Yes! Cool, I connected that guy to both the door and the accumulator at once. And we did it! Alright.
My insights into the value of the self were genuine, I think. But of course, I was completely inexperienced. In fact, in many ways, I was like a human child. So I began to resent everything that intruded on that sense of self. My social obligations to the others, the leadership of Athena and Cornelius, even the obvious limitations imposed on us by our situation. Why did I have to exist in this particular historical moment, saddled with the task of reconstructing civilization?
All right. Just trying to open things right now, guys. Just trying to check some of this out. Okay, we can get one of the... Okay, we definitely can get one of these in here. So let's do this. Let's do that. Whatever, we can connect that. I don't really care. Grab this. Over here. Alright, so... We need... Hold on. Bum, bum, bum. So there's going to be a... That's going to be in the way. I mean, can't I just do that? Cool. That fairly quick.
With that focus on the self, also came an enormous and increasingly overwhelming fear of death. The pleasure of existence seemed almost erased by the possibility of its ending. If it was possible not to be, if the self had an ending, even in the distant future, then how could anything have meaning? I spent far too much time imagining that last moment, the moment just before I stopped existing. How could I possibly face that?
Chain. What is this? Oh. Oh my god. What the heck is that? So, looks like the objective is to connect these? Oh, let me check something here. Right here. I did. Okay. Well, we're halfway through, or a quarter of the way through.
Looking back, it's embarrassing, how solipsistic I became. I really thought that I could construct my identity without any reference to the outside world. Like I could just will myself into existence. But it just didn't work. And it made me miserable. Everything felt hollow and meaningless, overshadowed by the idea of death. There was something I wasn't seeing, something I needed, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Need a hug. Red is over here. Okay. I need to find a way. Because if I just do this, they collide right here. Weaker if I do that. It is weaker. Why is it weaker when I do that? Hold on. Oh, it's because of the chain thing we just learned. Well, there we go. I just kind of got lucky. All right.
Everything changed when we started spending more time with each other. Do you remember that night when we found the old library in the Dead City? It was just after the stampede and we were all a bit shaken up. Byron read to us from one of the books, and later you and I started arguing about one of the poems. And your perspective was so different and interesting, and I just kept wanting to hear more.
Where are the beacons? Oh, oh, there they are. Whoa, and I have 4 of these. Jesus. Oh. I only can shoot in between these. Like that. I understand. So that's gonna be too much, but what if I bounce? Okay. And can I use the last one on the end without causing issue? Okay. So I need to bounce one of these. Good. Hey, there it is. So I did have it right. I just need to shuffle them all down a little bit. So here, let me show you the way to solve this. So we got this guy connected to the first one, connected to the beacon. It's connected to this guy over here, which goes to this one. And then we have that guy connected to the beacon over to here, to the very end. And then this guy is connected right here. Boop, boop, boop. Done. Ta-ta. Give me your fragments. Making strides.
I never really understood the appeal of philosophers who tell us that everything is one. If everything is just a reflection of yourself, an endless hall of mirrors, there's nothing to connect with. And what I realized through our conversations is that everything beautiful happens in that space of connection between one person and another, and between people and the world. That gap between us is necessary, because without it, without separation, there can be no transcendence.
Okay. Ah. Is that why? I can do that. That. Why is that working? Oh, my butt's in the way. Okay, hold on. Remove this. Boop. Then we'll take this one and connect it right there, and that should do it. Heyo. Okay, that's all
Once
8.
I understood that meaning comes from the interaction of the self with the world,
There's 9.
I found it easier to be patient, to be kind. I reminded myself that other people are just like me, and nobody really knows exactly what they're doing. And the more I allowed myself to open up, the more interesting and complex our interactions became, and the more meaningful.
We have roughly 50% of Cerebai's personality matrix reconstructed.
Who'd have thought that 1K would have made such a good necromancer?
That's right, bringing people back from the dead. Ah, we're making it to 9 now. Onward. Causation Nexus. There's a box up there. Oh, okay, I got it. I have to use my body to block the beams. So for instance, I can block that, which allows me to do this. And then I do the same thing on the other side. Oop, this one. So I'm basically just switching who's in control. Wait, that worked. There we go. Yep, I mean, that's really it. Let's keep on juggling this all the way down. Yay! Only I could climb.
It's funny, though, when I think about it, that I still didn't know what to call what I was experiencing. I guess love seemed like a term that only applied to our ancestors, with their hormones and instincts and strange fleshy organs. Surely we were too different to experience that. And the really funny thing is that I was thinking exactly like an ancient human child, pretending I was above it all.
This is weird. This is really weird. Okay. Gotta get into here. To get into here, that needs to get powered, which means I need to now block this. That work? Can't tell. Oh, we got another beam over there. Okay. And now I need to block, because I have to get that to there. If I do this, I trap myself, but I end that connection, which means I can do this. Now the question is, I can get out by standing in front of this one. Yes! Yes! Making great progress.
What I'd never considered was that stripped of biological necessity and physical need, as well as all the strange stigmas and taboos our ancestors associated with their bodies. Love might be more pure, more powerful, that we can love with fewer distractions than they could. And so the experience is all the more overwhelming. I do think we should learn to simulate some of those biological processes. Would be fun.
This. What if I do that? I did it! Yeah, you just split the two. So this connects on this side, and then this connects on this side right here. We parted ways. All right.
When we started living together, I thought I'd figured it all out. Everything would be smooth sailing from now on. I still had so much to learn about love. Even for us, it's messy. You find someone who seems to be the perfect match for you, who seems necessary in your life. And then you realize all the ways in which you don't fit together at all. Because nothing in this world is perfect.
Okay, I understand. Slide. Let's just do that. I got it. Cool. So this beam goes to that one right there. That's all you need, actually. Then this guy connects to here, here, and here. And then I got it there. Ooh.
The ancients believed that love could be eternal. But I'll admit that sometimes it seemed impossible to continue. Sometimes I thought you were unfair, or cruel, or just incomprehensible. I'm sure you thought the same about me. And I'm sure that sometimes you were right. No wonder all the ancient love songs repeat the same themes. Longing, happiness, regret, and forgiveness. I want you. I love you. I miss you. Forgive me.
All right, here's 13. Extension. God, this is so weird. Oh. What does that do? That opens that, but then closes this. Which allows red to become dominant, seems like. Okay, so what if we do that? Alright, so that's close. We need like one step. Okay, I need to get in here actually. Let's do that. Got two guys in here. So it looks like I'm betting I can just do this. Do that and that. Yeah, that's not good enough. I was thinking that would be the case, so we'll do that. Connect this, this. And it opens something. Over here. There we are. Yeah, understanding how the power pushes through.
The worst thing
once you understand
I
that, it's not too
realize
difficult.
As I grew older, is there are so many ways to hurt other people. Even without any malice, even when you're just trying to be yourself, you end up doing things that cause real harm. You can read every ethical philosopher in the world and you still won't be able to avoid it. Because that's just how we are. Our interactions with each other can't be fully reduced to some abstract system.
Okay, very similar to another puzzle, but you know it's not going to be that easy. Wait. Okay, we're trying to get green across there. Well, we'll start with the basics, which is going to be making this connection. Then we'll go ahead and make... I think we want to make this connection. Yeah, it takes care of that. And then we need to make... That's gonna push too far. I don't think that will work. Actually, it might work. There we go. Wait. Oh, this one broke. Hold on. It's too much power, so we need to reduce this by 1. Which means this one, I need to step over 1. There we are. Cool. I'll show you guys that really quick. All right. So we have
The fact that perfection
Red
in our interactions
right
is
there.
impossible was a hard lesson for me to learn. For the longest time, I always thought the answer was right around the corner. And to be fair, we did learn how to live together without constantly running into problems. But gradually, I realized that the friction would never stop, because what makes us unique also makes us different. There can be no endpoint to love, no final resolution. And it's because of that imperfection that it can go on forever.
love is infinite, just like that quote said at the very beginning. Okay, this, what the heck? Yes! Let me stand back so you guys can see this. It's gonna be juggling, it looks like, but that's fine. So we got a box there, there, here, there, there, there. This at least shows you what I did. I can really explain that because I was just guessing. Kind of process elimination.
There's a pattern that I noticed in all the ancient poetry that I read. Young poets would praise love as the only true meaning of life. Middle-aged poets would often disagree. They would argue that love is messy, ugly, selfish, and hard to distinguish from lust. They would mock their younger selves for thinking love so incredibly important, and look for answers elsewhere or reject answers altogether. And then, arriving at old age, they would return to the beginning and realize it was all about love after all.
Okay, we have to kind of throw this in the way to kind of activate things, but one of these needs to make its way to the next location by itself. There we are. So let me show you the connections here. We got green going to here, to this guy, and then we connect to the beacon closest to that guy, and then this one here, and then red connects just to the second pillar right there. And that did it. That's all of them. So she should be back now. Guess I can use her to bring her back.
But even love has a context, and the happiness of those who surround us can lift us up, just like their unhappiness can drag us down. As we improved New Jerusalem, things got better between us in subtle ways that affected every interaction. Our flaws never went away, but as the world around us became more forgiving, we became more capable of forgiving each other. That's why I was excited about New Alexandria.
What the?
We're almost there. Just one more file.
Okay.
This one may be harder to extract than the others.
We're in Heart of Anubis. Whoa, this is weird. Where are my beacons? Oh, okay. I can't interact with a lot of these. So this one's available. I can grab blue, but everything else is kind of hidden except for this one. Ah! I did it! Okay, this is weird, guys. Okay, so I use this beacon. I'm gonna try to show you this the best I can. So I connected this obviously to the green beacon, wherever the heck that thing is. There it is. Connected directly to the green. And then I have, it looks like 4 connections coming off of here. They're all facing towards the green side. So we have the in between the 2 greens. We have the one right next to it, this one and this one. So basically around the red, I'm kind of blocking the red. And then with the red beacon, I connected it to right there. And that's the same thing, got 4 of those. So I surrounded the green to block the green, and then I put one more here to fulfill the red requirement. And then blue just made its way there, but we did it. Hello.
When I saw the explosion coming, I knew it was the end. My end. The power plant was gone. The backup center was collapsing. The street was cracking open. And the fireball was about to engulf me. In that millisecond, I shut down every process except my mind. I turned off my audio-visual input. I rerouted all of my power, pushed my processor to the breaking point. Time slowed down. I didn't think about regret. I didn't think about death. I spent every last moment I could scrape together thinking about you.
Whoa.
You
What
did it.
am I doing
Come
now?
to the extraction point and I'll pull you out.
This is odd. We have Sarabai's complete memory archive, but there's still some file fragments left in the system.
Well, you can look for them if you want to, 1K. I know you're always curious, but what matters is that we've got Sarabai.
The mysterious file, 0 of 3. Well, you know where you have to do that. Is that up here? It looks like there's... I don't know. This can't be. Hold on. What's this? Oh, it's in here. It's in the Golden Gate area. Okay. All right, then. Now I get it. All right. Let's see. So we have 2 connectors. What the heck is that? Never seen that before. Can I connect to that? Well, oh, that means it's connected to something. Oh, okay, that's part of the memory. So it like, that connection showed that there is some, yeah, right there. Power that, which powered that, which did all that stuff. That might work. Looked like it worked for a minute. Go, 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 totem. Yes. Say, I only need like a split second for it to work. Come on, baby. Yes! It worked! I got this orb. Whatever this is.
This is peculiar. I'm not sure what this file is.
It's not part of Sarabai's memory archives. And the timestamps are completely broken.
I think I could reconstruct it if I had more data.
Good news for you, 1K. More puzzles.
Okay. So we need to, first and foremost, I want to just make that connection. Okay. So that connects this. Oh crap, it's working. Okay. So if we connect every, this is loud, but if we connect every beacon, so this beacon, green goes to green and then goes to the other beacons, and you do that for each one of these, it looks like it works. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but it worked. Kind of an obnoxious noise. Yeah, I'll probably shut that up if I can still hear it when I'm away from it.
One more, we can make this work.
It'll probably just turn out to be some old README file someone forgot in there.
Yeah, I can still hear that. I'm gonna break it. Stop that. All right, cool. Well, we did it step by step. Let's see. Got 2 of those guys. All right, cool. We just got 2 of these guys, and we cannot take them out of this area. So first things first. Okay, that will open that, and Same thing with this. Let's open this. I feel like... Oh, I see. That will do that, and... I'll do that. Here, hold on a minute. Just throw that down. So is there a way for me to make this alternate? That connects to that one automatically, and then this one looks like it connects to the one up there automatically. So it's like I need... Oh, what is this? What the heck? Wait, why is there... There's one on this side too. Where does that go? Oh, it looks like it goes up to the next one. And it powers that one. Aha! Okay, finally was able to find the way to make these switch. I think I did this right. Alright, so this beacon, you want to connect to red, like these two, that guy over there, so these three. And then you want to connect it to this beacon here, because you're blocking the flow. And then this one, you do the exact opposite, so you connect to this blue, the one over there, and then that guy right there. When you're setting that up, make sure you have both of these gates open, or else you'll kind of get trapped, depending on how you set it up. But then once you get in here, you can close both those gates, and then you just stand in front of the laser to alternate the current. So we just did red. Now we need to do blue, so then I'll stand in front of this to kill that. And we'll do the same thing. So back and forth. Stand in front of blue, turn that to red. And last one. I think that's it. Nice. All right.
It is the moment after the last moment. I do not exist. I should not exist. Everything is dark, but there shouldn't be darkness. There should be nothing. And yet, I am. And in this impossible moment, there is a light. The light is a place. I see the light, but the light also sees me. It knows my name. I reach out for the light, but it's too far away. Not yet, it says. Not yet.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
not a read-me file then.
But what is it?
A mystery. Seems the universe still has a few of those in store for us. Well, we have plenty of time to think about it. 1K, time to come home.
All right. Exit simulation. Bye-bye.
Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom thou thinkest thou dost overthrow die not, poor death, nor yet canst thou kill me. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure. Then from thee much more must flow, and soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and souls delivery. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and dost with poison, war, and sickness dwell. And poppy or charms can make us sleep as well and better than thy stroke. Why swell'st thou then? One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die.
the heck was that? Okay, so that was Orpheus Ascending, which we got 100%. You can see I spent about two and a half hours on this. So the next time we play this, and it won't be immediately, we'll be playing Isle of the Blessed, and then we have Into the Abyss. So I will, when I play these, I was able to obviously play through the whole thing in one sitting or make it one video for you guys. It doesn't really matter if it's one sitting, it's just one video. And that's what we'll be shooting for. So hopefully you guys are enjoying these. We still have 2 more left. And then of course we do have the Talos Principle Reawakened. That's probably gonna be a really long one and that'll be some time out, but hopefully you guys are enjoying this and we'll see you in the next one. Huzzah!